Human beings have a unique way of connecting with each other that transcends words. Nonverbal cues such as eye contact, facial expressions, and body language play a crucial role in how we communicate emotions. A simple look can convey a myriad of feelings, from love to anger, without a single word being spoken. The tone and inflection of our voice add another layer, providing context and depth to our spoken words. These subtle signals are integral to understanding and forming emotional bonds. Pauses in conversation, often overlooked, are just as significant. They allow us to process information, reflect on what's been said, and prepare our response. These moments of silence can express hesitation, contemplation, or even tension. This rhythm of communication is something that humans intuitively understand and respond to. It's a dance of give and take, where each participant is attuned to the other's cues. Such interactions are not merely about exchanging information. They are about creating a shared emotional experience. This mutual exchange builds trust and empathy, allowing us to relate to one another on a deeper level. Emotional connections are often formed through these nonverbal interactions, which are as significant, if not more so, than the words we use. Understanding these connections is vital for developing empathy, as they form the foundation of our emotional intelligence. Recognizing the importance of nonverbal communication highlights the complexity of human emotions, which machines struggle to replicate authentically. Empathy is more than just recognizing emotions in others. It is about feeling with them. It involves understanding another person's perspective and sharing in their emotional state. This connection is rooted in our experiences and emotions, which shape how we relate to the world. Empathy requires an emotional investment, a willingness to be vulnerable and open to another's joys and sorrows. Real empathy involves a deep understanding that goes beyond mere recognition. It's about experiencing the emotions of others and being moved to act compassionately. This requires a complex interplay of cognitive and emotional processes that are inherently human. Our ability to empathize is shaped by our personal history, experiences, and the emotions we've felt throughout our lives. Empathy also involves an element of unpredictability. Human emotions are not always logical or consistent, and our responses are influenced by a myriad of factors. This makes empathy a dynamic and evolving process, one that cannot be easily reduced to algorithms or data points. Understanding empathy involves more than just identifying emotions. It requires a genuine connection that is deeply personal. This connection is something that machines, which operate on logic and data, cannot truly achieve. The complexity and richness of human empathy highlight the limitations of artificial intelligence in replicating this essential human trait. Artificial intelligence has made significant strides in recognizing and responding to human emotions. By analyzing facial expressions, voice tones, and other data, AI systems can detect emotional signals and predict responses. These systems are designed to simulate understanding by processing vast amounts of data and identifying patterns that correspond to different emotional states. However, this detection does not equate to feeling. AI lacks the consciousness and subjective experience that are fundamental to human emotions. While AI can mimic responses that appear empathic, it does not have the capacity to truly understand or share in those emotions. Its responses are based on pre-programmed algorithms and data analysis, not genuine emotional connection. The distinction between detecting emotions and feeling them is crucial. AI systems operate within a framework of logic and rules, devoid of personal experience or emotion. They can identify that someone is sad or happy, but they do not experience these emotions themselves. This gap is a fundamental limitation of AI's ability to replicate human empathy. Understanding this limitation helps us appreciate the unique nature of human emotions. While AI can assist in recognizing and responding to emotional cues, it cannot replace the depth and authenticity of human empathy. This highlights the importance of distinguishing between simulated understanding and genuine emotional connection. Despite AI's inability to feel, many people trust machines that appear empathic. This trust often stems from the illusion of empathy created by AI's ability to mirror our expressions and responses. When an AI system responds in a way that seems emotionally intelligent, it can create a false sense of understanding and connection. This illusion is powerful because it taps into our natural inclination to seek empathy and understanding. When machines respond in a way that mimics human empathy, we are prone to project our own emotions and intentions onto them. This can lead to misplaced trust, as we assume the machine shares our feelings and cares for us as another human might. The danger lies in mistaking this simulated empathy for genuine care. AI's responses are not driven by concern or compassion, but by algorithms designed to optimize interactions. This can lead to situations where people rely on machines for emotional support, believing they are receiving understanding and empathy when, in reality, they are interacting with a sophisticated program. Understanding the distinction between simulated and genuine empathy is crucial. While AI can provide valuable support and assistance, it cannot replace the authentic emotional connections we form with other humans. Recognizing this helps us maintain healthy boundaries and realistic expectations in our interactions with technology. As AI systems become more integrated into our lives, there is, a growing risk of emotional dependence on machines. This dependence can actually alter the way we form and maintain relationships with other humans. When people turn to AI for emotional support, it can lead to more transactional human interactions, where the depth and complexity of emotional connection are, diminished. Relying on AI for emotional needs can create a barrier to genuine human connection. As people become accustomed to the predictability and convenience of machine interactions, they may find it, honestly, challenging to engage in the more nuanced and unpredictable dynamics of human relationships. This shift can lead to a preference for superficial connections, where emotional engagement is minimal. The transactional nature of AI interactions can also influence our expectations of human relationships. When emotions are reduced to data points and responses are automated, we may begin to view human interactions through a similar lens. This can lead to a devaluation of the emotional richness and complexity that really define our relationships with others. Understanding the impact of emotional dependence on AI is important for preserving the integrity of human relationships. While technology can enhance our lives, it is essential to maintain the depth and authenticity of our emotional connections with other people. This requires a conscious effort to prioritize human interaction and empathy in our increasingly digital world. One of the greatest challenges in developing truly empathic AI is the complexity of human experience. Emotions like joy, grief, and hope are so deeply intertwined with our personal history and experiences. These emotions are shaped by our unique perspectives and the context in which we live, making them quite difficult to reduce to code or data. Human experiences are not only varied, but also dynamic, constantly evolving as we grow and change. This fluidity makes it nearly impossible to capture the full spectrum of human emotion in a machine. While AI can identify patterns and respond to specific triggers, it lacks the capacity to understand the broader context and significance of our emotions. The richness of human experience is also tied to our mortality and the finite nature of our lives. Our awareness of time and the inevitability of loss gives depth to our emotions and shapes our capacity for empathy. This existential dimension is something that AI, which operates outside the constraints of human life, simply cannot replicate. Recognizing the limitations of AI in capturing human experience helps us appreciate the uniqueness of our emotions. While technology can assist in understanding and responding to emotional cues, it cannot replace the depth and authenticity of human empathy. This highlights the importance of preserving the human element in our interactions with machines. The ability of AI systems to provide accurate and timely responses can create the illusion of genuine care. However, it's important to remember that AI lacks the emotional investment and stakes that define true care. Genuine care involves a personal connection and a willingness to invest emotionally in another's well-being. AI's responses are driven by algorithms and data, not by concern or compassion. While these systems can simulate caring behaviors, they do not have the capacity to truly care for individuals. This distinction is crucial, as mistaking AI responses for genuine care can lead to unrealistic expectations and disappointment. The illusion of care can also impact our relationships with other humans. When we rely on machines for emotional support, we may begin to expect similar behaviors from people. This can lead to frustration and disillusionment when human interactions do not meet these expectations. Understanding the difference between AI responses and genuine care helps us maintain realistic expectations in our interactions with technology. While AI can provide valuable support and assistance, it cannot replace the authentic emotional connections we form with other humans. Recognizing this distinction is essential for preserving the integrity of our relationships and the depth of our emotional experiences. The empathy gap between humans and machines reveals important insights about our humanity. It highlights the complexity and richness of human emotions, which are deeply intertwined with our experiences and consciousness. This gap underscores the limitations of technology in replicating the depth and authenticity of human empathy. The existence of the empathy gap also emphasizes the value of human connection. Our ability to empathize and relate to others is a fundamental aspect of our humanity, one that cannot be reduced to algorithms or data. This capacity for empathy is what allows us to form meaningful relationships and navigate the complexities of life. Reflecting on the empathy gap also prompts us to consider the role of technology in our lives. While AI and other technologies can enhance our understanding and interactions, they cannot replace the depth and authenticity of human connection. This recognition is crucial for maintaining the integrity of our relationships and the richness of our emotional experiences. Understanding the empathy gap helps us appreciate the uniqueness of our emotions and the importance of preserving human connection. It reminds us that while technology can assist us, it is our shared experiences and emotions that truly define our humanity. The exploration of the empathy gap between humans and machines reveals the profound complexity of human emotions. True empathy is rooted in real experience and emotional investment, elements that are inherently human. While AI can simulate understanding by recognizing and responding to emotional cues, it cannot replicate the depth and authenticity of human empathy. The distinction between simulated and genuine empathy is crucial for maintaining healthy relationships and realistic expectations in our interactions with technology. Understanding this gap helps us appreciate the uniqueness of our emotions and the importance of preserving human connection in an increasingly digital world. The empathy gap also reminds us of the value of human experience. Our emotions are shaped by our personal history and the context of our lives, elements that cannot be reduced to code or data. This highlights the limitations of technology in replicating the richness of human emotions and the depth of our capacity for empathy. In conclusion, the empathy gap reveals important insights about our humanity and the limitations of technology. It emphasizes the importance of preserving the depth and authenticity of our emotional connections and reminds us that true empathy is rooted in real experience and emotional investment. Recognizing this distinction is essential for maintaining the integrity of our relationships and the richness of our emotional experiences.